I got the shotgun. I got the grenade launcher with 30 flame rounds or incinerator rounds, 15 leeches, and I use the magnum to clear a couple areas with hunters, so that's where we're picking up. Now, I practiced a couple times and I figured out one of the easiest methods for certain enemies. Surprisingly, I thought that you had to use the grenade launcher or a powerful weapon in general. I didn't know that it actually doesn't really cost you that much to clear them with the pistol. Now the knife, maybe there's someone who can do that, but I can't.
Let's split up.
Okay.
Come on.
Roger.
The knife, I tried it a couple times with the hunter, and I tried it a couple times with the zombies. If it's just one or two, I can handle them. Or if I can make them like circle around and they actually follow like in a line, and they're all in front of me, maybe that's easier, and I have an area to escape. But outside of that, I don't really see how you can do a knife run very effectively in this particular game. Maybe there's someone, you know, who can, but I can't. I think one of the most effective ways to clear certain areas is the shotgun. I use it mainly to push them away. Like right now you're going to see me take down a hunter with the shotgun, and the whole point of that is just to push him away. It's not really to finish him off with it, because it requires like 4 or 5 shotgun shells, and I really don't want to deal with that. I personally take that as a huge cost, so I'd prefer not to deal with that if I don't need to.
Let's regroup.
Roger.
Okay. Now I'm gonna see how it is that I clear hunters out.
Let's split up.
Keep her over here. Since he attacked me first and I was able to get him off me, I'm going to try to clear him out with just a good pistol. Since he's getting up. Shotgun. Now switch back to pistol. And there you go. Only cost me a couple pistol rounds and maybe 1 or 2 shotgun shells. That's not that bad. At least not to me anyway. Maybe there is an effective way of taking them out with the knife, but for whatever reason I haven't been able to get the hang of it. With Resident Evil 0, there's a lot of areas where you can kind of like run around and try and, you know, get away from them. The spiders actually found an interesting way to do this. Okay. I've been hearing a lot about Umbrella Corps, or Umbrella Corps, however you want to pronounce it. To be perfectly honest with you, what I'm looking for in that particular game is like a good version of what Operation Raccoon City kind of tried to be in the multiplayer, and to me, it didn't do it very well. Maybe for some it was okay, but for me personally, it could have done it better. And if Umbrella Corps turns out to be that, like what they tried to do with Operation Raccoon City, and what they tried to do with, I'm not sure which mode it was either Slayers or Hunters. whichever one, I think it was Hunters actually, in Resident Evil 5 that allowed you to kill other teammates. That's, or not teammates, but like other humans, human characters. Usually it's just zombies. That's what I was looking for. That the enemies are still there, but you're trying to eliminate the other team. I would appreciate something like that, because if it can, and I'm imagining that the cover system and the aiming system based off of the trailers is something similar to Deus Ex, Human Revolution, that when you're in cover it's third person, but whenever you're aiming it's first person. And that to me, it's a little weird. It's not my go-to be perfectly honest with you. But I would really appreciate a game like that, because I think that's one thing I've always enjoyed about the Resident Evil series after 4. Most people only see the bad when it comes to the Resident Evil series after 4, but for me personally, I try and defend it, and I personally have some sort of enjoyment in the games. I always say, you know, or I try to, you know, say pretty often that they're not necessarily bad games, they're just bad Resident Evil games. Resident Evil 5, it tried to have some of the story. If I remember correctly, it tried to have somewhat of an origin story of where the virus that led to the T-virus came from. And I can appreciate that. I mean, a lot of people probably won't. But it was the co-op that made me play it so often, as was Mercenaries Online and Versus and that and all that stuff. That's what made me play it so often. And even though they applied this to Resident Evil 6, which had a better action system compared to 5 and 4, it still wasn't well received. And I'm guessing because Resident Evil 4, or the Resident Evil series as a whole, was always a survival horror situation. I'm sorry. It was always a survival horror genre game. And whenever it stepped out of that, a lot of fans were turned off. And I can understand that. It's just, I kind of compare it to, let's say you go to a Chinese restaurant and they always make, I don't know, wonton soup very well. And you love the wonton soup from there. That's why you even go to it.
Okay.
There are other places who make it, but that's, you know, your favorite place because it seems to make it the best. Then it turns out they replaced the wonton soup with, let's say, teriyaki beef. And you know, other people keep saying that teriyaki beef's better here, or that's not what it's known for, why the hell are they doing this? But through everybody's, you know, anger towards it for it not having wonton soup anymore, it has the beef, you know. And you realize that you enjoy the beef. That's kind of how it is for me. Now, I grew up with the Resident Evil series, so I'm not going to say that nostalgia isn't necessarily a factor. To me, it is. It's just that, much the same way that I grow to love bands rather than genres, as well as artists, and I grow to love how it is that they evolve as an artist or a band over time, because a lot of bands and artists, they tend to change genres over time. For example, even though a lot of you might not like him, John Mayer, for example, was originally, he was kind of a like acoustic alternative kind of thing. Then eventually it went more into an almost like rock kind of thing going on. It had aspects of rock since the beginning, but he kind of went acoustic for a bit. But in some of the other albums, he has like aspects of, like, you know, some of the keyboard and things of that nature, and it starts to change. And by now, the most recent record has a huge country influence. So even though I don't necessarily like the new ones, I do appreciate that he's changed his style over time. I grow to appreciate that in every artist and band or what have you. And Resident Evil, to me, I love the series, I love the characters, I want to see where they go, and if it turns out that, you know, it's not necessarily the same thing, I might be turned off a bit, but it doesn't mean I'm just going to completely not play it anymore. I mean, I have my own ideas for 7, as I've said before, but I personally think the best idea I've ever heard comes from a friend of mine who I met in college. And she said, she had an interesting idea. She said that the way it should, like, end, assuming Wesker is still alive, is that it should begin with Wesker being the main villain again. There was some speculation in 6 that Ustinok turned out to be Wesker, or like parts of him or something. Well, let's just say, you know, in this world that Wesker didn't die, so it becomes out as a villain again. The way it should end is or the way she said it should end anyway, was that it should end with Wesker, Jill, and Chris all getting into a huge brawl. But it not being like the others, where all the characters are strong as shit, or Wesker's just overpowering as fuck, or it's more of just, it's more of like almost an equal battle, and then over time they become weaker and weaker throughout the fight, and of course the thing that's been associated with Resident Evil for a very long time, self-destruct sequence happens, and they all die. I think, you know, that was her take on it. Maybe I'm butchering some of the aspects of what she said, but that's kind of what I remember very well from what she said. And I think that would be an interesting way to take it, mainly because even though I love Chris and I love Jill, I am neutral on Leon, and I love Claire, I think it's time for it to kind of either end and then be a reboot, or for it to try to find out what it's going to do next. Now, Capcom, through the Resident Evil series, has been pushing closer and closer for an action genre, you know, as 6 is a huge testament to. So, if they can pull off action, well, with, like, Umbrella Corp, then I like to think that maybe they'll put aspects of that into 7, and maybe they'll put aspects of it of survival horror. My biggest, you know, most recent, you know, taste of this was something similar to it. I'm sorry. My biggest taste of something like this was in Siren, and Siren, or the, you know, I think it's called Blood Curse. It's the most recent one. They have it on PS Now. It does it in chapters, because why not? Because that's the new flavor of the month, and it has been for the past couple, you know, almost a year, a couple of years, to be honest with you. So they decided to do it in that. And in Siren, you play as multiple different characters, and each one has their own abilities. When you want to, like, a survival horror, according to you, according to people who say you shouldn't be able to fight, you play as a little girl. When you're playing as her, she cannot defend herself. All she can do is hide and run away. If she's found, she dies instantly. So that, you know, has a terrifying, you know, aspect. But for me, I don't personally think that every horror game should do that. I prefer games where you can fight and all that. So for people like that, they also have, you know, characters that have melee weapons and have pistols and things of that nature. And the system is a little bit, you know, weird compared to, you know, how action games have, you know, done it up until then. But it's not so weird that it essentially doesn't matter. It's still there, you know, it's usable to an extent, but it's not completely gone. And I can appreciate something like that. But here's the thing about it. Even if you play that route, the enemies don't die. They continue to come after you. That's the twist to Siren to some extent. And that's what I really appreciated about it. A lot of people might get turned off by that. A lot of people may think that maybe they should have, you know, given more love to the original design of the game. But from what I've seen of Siren, the originals, and what I've seen of the most recent Siren, Blood Curse, I think that personally, I think that I like to see something like that in Resident Evil 7. And, you know, maybe even a combination of what my friend said. Maybe that would be nice too, but I don't know. We'll just see how they take it.
This way.
Roger.
Okay. Actually, no. I have to go clear the room with those cicadas or whatever the fuck they are.
I'll go alone.
Roger.
Damn it. What the hell? Am I just not doing anything to it? What the hell? There you go.
Let's regroup.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll check it out.
Roger.
Right, next I gotta clear about 3. In the very least 2, but otherwise 3. First, let's go check if I need to clear the other one. No, nothing here. Next room, we'll come back to it. Well, let's see how well the grenades do against hunters. I actually don't know. It's one of the few weapons I didn't get to test against the hunters to see how many it takes to bring them down. Yeah, we got a couple. Alright, there's none in the hallway. Yeah, at least I got a healing item here. Looks like it's all blue. Yep, all blue. Okay. Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's split up.
Roger.
I don't think I'm gonna get any more shotgun shells. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, clear.
Follow me.
Yeah.
Alright then, so we got... I think she's almost got about 30. Yeah, I need 5 more. There's 2 areas that have a lot, so I think it's time to go back and go kill those monkeys. And in the same process go... Go kill those monkeys and get the rest of the ammunition for the magnum. And then, go clear out the area where you crashed in the beginning of this map. And then I guess we're good to go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get the easy ones first.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go clear out that area with the monkeys and hopefully it works out. Damn, he just won't die. Alright. Okay. Well, might as well. Didn't even occur to me that there might be a leech in here for her, so. Alright, almost 30. Alright, nothing else here.
Let's regroup.
Roger.
Nothing here. Okay. Just to be safe, let's check this area one more time. 'Cause I think there's only blue leeches here, but we'll see. Yeah, just blue. Alright, hopefully this goes well.
Let's split up.
Okay.
Alright, got the key. I don't know what this is, let's see. Oh. Everybody seems to be fine. Okay. You can leave this here. I don't foresee me finding any more ammo for it, so I'm gonna leave it here.
This way.
Roger.
Yeah, it's a pistol. Alright. Okay. Oh shit, I forgot this one. Wow. Yeah, got the blue now. Okay. Do one more round, make sure nothing's here. Alright. Okay, I don't want to forget one again, so I make sure I pick this one up. If there is one here. No, it's blue.
I'll go check over there.
Yeah.
Blue. Yeah, there's nothing else here. Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Alright, well before we go up there, let's go clear the rest of the second floor.
I'll go alone.
Okay.
Jesus. Yep, he's gone. Yeah, two. Okay.
Let's regroup.
Okay.
Yeah. Over here. There you go. You got 5.
I'll go check over there.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run in and pick up the... If there is one here, we'll pick it up. If not, we'll... Okay, blue, blue. Look all that.
This way.
Okay.
Let's make sure there's nothing else here. Yeah, looks like we got everything here.
Let's split up.
Okay.
As far as I know I cleared this area, but let's make sure. thought we're done with the key. Come on. This is it's just incapable of crawling over there on her own, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna hand over the shotgun. Okay. Looks like I got everything here. I need 8 more. There's only one more area after this I need to check, and then I should be clear. Oh, I forgot one over here. Yeah, I picked that one up, okay. And then what do I need? I need 7 more. I should be able to find them here. There's at least 3. Well, if it's... there's at least 2 or 3 here, depending on what kind of room it is. Oh, clear. Blue, blue. Let's see. Okay, I almost forgot that one last time. 5 more. Yeah. This is all for Billy. Fucked up. Okay, I need 5 more. Now here's 1. So I need 4 more. Nice.
I'll go.
Yeah.